Welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D, a place in which we cover astrology, psychic updates, as well as the twin flame path. I do come to you live on Fridays, and if you do click the bell, you get the updates by zodiac sign and more. And very importantly, we do have new hubs opening early in 2022 and beyond. Galaxy Pub for information content, as well as the Age of Aquarius magazine. So without further ado, let's get into the update for your zodiac sign. And if you need to see me live, as I mentioned, live on Fridays. Action-packed month, Scorpio. Are you ready for your update? Now, this is going to prepare you not only for this month, but for the next 2 years. So please follow the tips I give you. I do have a lot of Scorpio placements in my chart, and I am a psychic medium. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the one thing I can say is this is going to be an eye-opening month, and it is because we do have a lot of transits happening in your house, and I have been through that personal transit myself in a different way, astrologically. So in order to prepare you for it, I will be giving advice through this video, and it's going to really help you understand why these things are happening, so you don't feel it's a negative thing, and you understand and you can have the bull by the horns. Now, the one thing is, you can have these amazing breakthroughs this month, and I can say, especially from your cards, it's going to challenge you to think outside the box, especially when it does come to love. These are major themes that are going to be playing out for the next 2.5 years, but we're going to have the memo of it happening this month, and it really has been coming through even at the end, the end cycle of October, moving into November, Scorpio. So you were already seeing those themes really of what's occurring in these last 3 months and really what the memo is for 2022. So the key themes for your zodiac sign at the moment is, please do pay attention to subject matters that are playing out now and all the way through November, and take notes of it and see where the challenges were, see where the benefits were, and you can at the time take it personal, but it's also going to be quite liberational. So you may find that within yourself you had felt quite tired last month. You are going to have more energy this month, but it's also going to challenge you to implement those approaches of what you had downloads on, and how you can actually address some of your personal hurdles inside of yourself. And you are going to get a lot of success. And this can be a lot where we directly learn how we stand in situations, what that old outdated thing was that we actually had going on that we didn't really know. And I can tell you, when I went through that, I think it was, I've had this happen to me twice. And it's because of my rising, and it's also because of my zodiac sign. So I've had it happen twice. And it is very unique, but it's deeply transformative, and it actually does bring the more authentic version of you to the forefront. So it challenges you to be the more authentic version of yourself, and realizing where you have personal power and how those direct relationships, contracts, and connections, have changed you, which is for good and bad, really. But it's showing us where we directly have power in that. So I can say, for some of you, yes, you can actually get positions. Some of you, it might be leaving one circumstance and moving into another. You might want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak, as a metaphor, with your clothing, your wardrobe, your diet. It's almost like everything's changing. You're still going to need to be pretty grounded, and things can be bouncing off at the very beginning of the month. Now, the cards you have, all on a golden afternoon: inspiration, creative spark, imagination, and conception. And it's like all of these things are happening for you this month. And the reason you had to go through a hard time last month is to think outside the box. So if your connections were very testing, it was helping us go into that shadow so we could have more success. If you were concerned about your employment, whatever we did in that work back there, if we were able to step away from it like a painting and actually look at it and transform it, those steps we take right now are going to create that transformation. It's a good time for wins, but it's also not really a great time to be wasting. So we should be resourceful with our time, and it's about launching projects, applying for jobs. I always tend to find in a Mercury retrograde post-way, even at the beginning of it, not necessarily is it fantastic for, hey, I'm going to sign a contract, but it's good to put those resumes out, because once it does go out of shadow direct, you can see that these things, both with conversations with loved ones, conversations with your connections and your friendship group, as well as with all facets of romance, really, and also with your food. It can all be changing and moving very quickly. So it's always good to know when those things are happening so you can get prepared and you can have that forward momentum. If there is something you're wanting to launch, this is a really great month for it. I can say that some of those outdated things that you're going through, it doesn't have to be that it's all going to happen this month. But you can have this new belief and this new kind of view of yourself moving forward. And that will go through, very Scorpio in nature, a series of births and deaths. And that's okay, because, you know, when we're staying the same, that's stagnancy. So Scorpio knows best. There's beauty in that rebirth, and it's that self-discovery and that new kind of vibration coming through, and it's deeply intuitive in nature. So yes, if you were feeling tired last month, it was there. You are going to have more energy to get back on track. We do need to be cautious, however, because the North Node's going to be in Taurus and it does land in your 7th house. It's of nutrition. So, you know, your nervous system, getting yourself de-stressed, finding healthy ways to do that, which I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on, especially on Pub Galaxy, which I'm launching, fingers crossed, in 2022. To give us tips on how to deal with these circumstances. And, you know, it's a you go-to kind of resource. So if you did find things that were stressing you, it's a great eye-opener, and it's a good thing to go, okay, memo to self. This is stressing me. What can I do to alleviate that? Is it by getting on top of old tasks, which was extremely difficult during Mercury retrograde and Mars and Libra? It did make us tired. So that forward momentum, yes, we can be cleaning up as we move into the month of November. The other thing is you're going to feel more vivacious. You're going to feel more attractive, be it male or female. You're going to feel more bold and assertive with creating healthy boundaries. Yeah, and I do feel you're going to be pretty direct. Now, we do have to be careful, however, with superiors, and that's to be very authentic, to be very transparent. But also to know exactly what you're trying to bring into your life and the reasons why. And again, that is why, both with yourself and with your connections around you, by knowing what you're wanting and why you're wanting it, you can attract it more fluidly. I do feel for some of you, you're wanting to have a deeper, meaningful conversation. You have been reflecting upon it for a while. It also has been to do with your values. Some of you maybe have felt initially that people didn't understand and value who you were as a person, but they also, like you, have that experience and do feel those emotions too. So equally, if we can step back from the painting and look at it and see that the prejudice is the reflection, do you know what I mean? It's like if you had been attacked in any shape or form and felt unappreciated, unaccepted, in the shadow, that's really something to do with them. And although that's not really comforting, it's also, from a psychological point of view, we can look at it and relate to it differently. Okay, something from the past is coming back, and I feel it's not necessarily we can physically go back, but in hindsight 360, when we look back on those experiences, and especially I'm being shown for all of us, over the last 3 months, we have learnt something. There was a lot of resistance, a lot of fatigue, really feeling like we were having Groundhog Day for 3 months. We are moving into a new chapter, so it's not going to feel the same, but it's almost like we're cramming homework and we're wanting to achieve a lot. I do feel you to be more social, but I also feel that your responsibilities, both with family, loved ones, etc., is coming up in the mix. Some of you have major plans, again, about your future. It's both your income, your love life, and I do feel the daydream energy. You know, this is a very deep connection. The daydream energy at an intuitive level is more that you're on the realm and you can read body language, but you do know you need to know how to protect yourself. So by gauging it, which was one download I was getting last night, is to be disconcerting, is to step back away from your emotional attachment and to view it like a painting. And I feel if you can do that, you won't second guess your intuition when you're dealing with this love interest and contract sector. Some of you are underestimating yourself, and I feel it's really pushing you forward. I feel it's pushing you forward to go to that next level. Now, for many of us, the next level can be in a connection. It could be, again, I'm seeing next level. So there is physically in all realms of your life going to be a transformation. This can be the relationship going to the next level. I'm also seeing a contract going to the next level. And for some of you, if you did lose a job or walk away from something, try not to get too triggered, because what universe is bringing you is so much better, and it's going to develop your skills so much more. So it's going to feel that it resonates with you more so. But I do feel you've got to really jump in the deep end. So it can feel like the Fool card in Tarot. You do really need to jump in the deep end of it and look at it as a Ferris wheel ride. Look at it as, okay, what am I going to learn on this part of the journey? What are these experiences that it's going to bring for me? I do feel these things, it's almost like you may not expect them to arrive so soon. And some of you had been waiting and had been, when I hear waiting, it's like what you needed to happen last month, it can be coming through now. So it almost feels like whatever it was you had been waiting for, it's coming through really from the beginning of the month onwards. I would really guide you when it comes to love. I do sense you're quite in your head about the circumstance. Don't be too scared to be vulnerable and open in a different fashion. But I do feel it's like you're falling in love with this new vibration of you, but you're also micromanaging how you relate to other people. And there's nothing wrong with that if it is you're being your own critique and you're wanting to transform and change in some shape or fashion. But there could be this little bit of, is this politically correct? Should I be saying this? Should I be reacting this way? And it's asking you really not to stress too much about it. Just come to it with heart and integrity. And I feel regardless of what the receiver is doing, you've been your authentic truth. Okay, let's pull a warning date card for you. What does Scorpio need to know for the first 2 weeks? And through, no, we'll pull one for the first 2 weeks. And it's funny, I'm in Australia and we say fortnight. All right, not the game, fortnight. There's different terminology. Yeah, a new start is coming. Okay, so the moon is going to be in your house. And it's funny, I'm looking at this and it's like it's quite black and it's like preparing you, right? That you're protected, you're safe. Look at it like you are shedding skin. You can do bath remedies. But it's more just to nurture. It's more just to relax. And so put your crystals in it. Put some aroma oils. Relax. Do some guided meditation. And just really treat yourself and pamper yourself. If you do feel through that process it's emotional, it is quite normal. Although new moons tend to give us these new beginnings, we tend to find the aggressiveness can come through with the full moon. But each cycle, the more in tune you are, you will be susceptible to both polarities. So again, I'd say give it a few days in, a few days out. I just feel I'm seeing people calling you and I'm seeing you being quite social. I would say after that, we do need to be mindful of our contracts and connections, and they can be quite an emotional time. I would be cautious around that time with your finances. For a slight punt, yes. For a large one, caution. Yeah, get into balance around that time. That can be with your health and your diet. And I'm noticing the scales coming through here. And this is after we had Mercury in Libra and Mars in Libra. We're having now Mars in Scorpio. So it's asking you, to really get quite balanced, especially with your diet, your routine, your nutrition, get your books done. Do anything that you need to do. But also your approach towards love. Get into that yin yang. I will follow through and move through into the extension hub. We are going to look at what these contract situations are and how this romantic path is playing out, because I do sense that you're a little bit nervous to articulate how you're feeling, and it's almost like you're second guessing yourself. You're feeling maybe this person doesn't see me this way. How do I speak my truth? Some of you have heard something that maybe you didn't want to hear and you're a bit surprised by. And so it's like you're on guard, regardless of you feeling you're physically moving forward. If you do want the connection, the information's at the end of this video. Otherwise, I will see you for the lives during the week. The link for the Members Hub is directly below. We also do have additional videos coming. Galaxy Pub is launching early 2022. Anything spiritual, the subjects covered on that channel. Very separately, we have the Age of Aquarius. Now, you can go onto the website, the VIP list is there, and when it's ready to launch, I will give you those updates. Bookings online and webinars as well. Live every Friday at 10 a.m. on the main platform, and 3 sessions a month at $11 in the Twin Flame Hub. Do keep an eye on the community tab because I am automating posts and giving you updates for the moon energies by zodiac sign. Love and light. I will see you throughout the week, both live and for your zodiacs. Take very good care, and I'll see you on the other side.